Welcome and good evening. Mayor Pro Tem Gardner almost jumped out of her seat right then. Got to get the blood flowing already right there. Welcome everybody to our regular scheduled Board of Commissioners meeting for November 8, 2025. I now officially call our meeting to order. First item of business is our invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance. I've asked Commissioner Charlie Adcock to lead us in invocation tonight, and Commissioner Jason Wunsch to lead us in our Pledge of Pledge of Allegiance tonight. Not Pledge of Attendance, Pledge of Allegiance. If you would, please stand and join me.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for allowing us to come and meet here to discuss the business of this town. Lord, we thank you for the blessings that we all have. You have truly blessed this town and blessed the individuals in it. Lord, we just ask that you always help us to remember the most important things in life. And it's not material things. It's our families, and it's your love for us. Lord, we thank you again for all of the blessings. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. If you will please turn and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, fellas. This time I asked Town Manager Mitchell to review the meeting protocol for public participation as it relates to this meeting. Adam, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, board members. It's nice to be with you tonight. Tonight's town board meeting is both in person and live streamed on the town's YouTube channel and Facebook page. Tonight's meeting contains a public comment period and no scheduled public hearings. The public is invited to comment in person. When it is the appropriate time, Mayor Massengo will call on those wishing to address the town board. All attendees that have appeared in person to address the town board during the public comment period should provide your name and address on the green registration sheet by the podium prior to the public comment period beginning. We ask all those wishing to address the town board during the public comment period to begin their comments by clearly stating their name and address for the public record. The public is asked to keep all comments to 3 minutes so that all that wish to speak may be heard in a timely manner. To be respectful of those that may have different views on matters addressed by the town board, we ask that all in attendance respect the decorum of the meeting by refraining from clapping, making loud noises, and generally showing support or displeasure for comments made during the public comment period. Chief Smith will be asked to escort from the boardroom anyone not respecting the process, and it is the discretion of Mayor as presiding officer of the meeting to continue the public comment period if the meeting protocol is not followed. This concludes the protocol for tonight's meeting.
Thank you, Manager. Next item of business, the approval of the minutes of the November 3rd, 2025 Town Board of Commissioners regular scheduled meeting. Any changes or additions to the minutes? If not, we can entertain a motion.
Mayor Massengill, I move that we approve the minutes of the November 3rd, 2025 Town Board of Commissioners regular scheduled meeting as printed and distributed.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up, presentation of the Fire Department Centennial Anniversary Proclamation and Video. And I'll provide some more information about this item, and then Chief, I'll give you opportunity, feel welcome to add any comments to that you like, because you and your department are the team of the hour right now, and the team of all of Saturday. This past Saturday, we had a Fire Department 100-year anniversary, and make sure I get my right 100-year anniversary on this past Saturday. It was a great event. I hope that you all, everybody attended that's watching online, and everybody that's here. It was a great turnout, a good history of what our fire department has done over the years and where they are today. Chief and his team talked about how we started out with all a volunteer department to coming in-house to having one station to all the way to how we have 4 stations today. And we're so proud of what the fire department has done here in Fuquay-Varina. We've talked recent meetings and even Saturday about some of the different events that the fire department does, not just the fire department open house and being visible in our community, not just putting out fires and rescuing you when you have a health issue, but also whether it is a flagpole stringing that we mentioned at the last meeting, Commissioner, or a smoke detectors for seniors or business welfare check-ons with in regards to that, or checking a fire safety moment there. And so that all goes very well appreciated in our community, Chief, and the whole town is very proud of our fire department and proud of everything, the history that our fire department has done. And when we show this video here in a few minutes, I can make my proclamation, show the video, and then Chief, you add any comments too, please, at that time. You're going to see this neat video and the members of our fire department that came together to make this. And so they're our very own local hometown heroes that are in the video, local TV stars that are in the video right there. And so very, very proud of that, Chief, and what your entire department has done. We talk about your insurance rating many times and how you have a #1 rating, and I mentioned on Saturday too that you're #1 in the state, and I've never been to a fire department in any other part of the country, but as far as I'm concerned, you're #1 in the entire country right here for what your team does right here. So I'd like to read this proclamation, and then we're going to see a video and let Chief follow up with comments if you'd like to or not, Chief. Whereas the town of Fuquay-Varina is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting our town. And whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire. And whereas education is the key to preventing fires and saving lives and property, and the town of Fuquay-Varina firefighters are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. And whereas throughout the year, the town's firefighters use community outreach programs to educate the public about installing and testing smoke detectors, preparing and practicing a home fire escape plan, cooking and candle safety, and numerous other preventative fire safety measures. And whereas for more than 25 years, the Fuquay-Varina Fire Department has dedicated one Saturday in October to educating citizens about fire safety and prevention, providing station tours, and engaging citizens. Now therefore, I, Blake Massengill, Mayor of the town of Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina, proclaim October 25th as Fire Prevention Day. This is the wrong proclamation. We're going to watch the video, and then we're going to read the correct proclamation here in a minute for you, Fire Chief. I so apologize. I had the correct one. I read it on Saturday, and it took me till I got to the end to realize I'm reading the wrong proclamation tonight, so I apologize. Let's roll that video, and we'll circle back then, please, Scott.
I love my life. I love this community. I love that I wanted to stay here and serve this community. I think you have to love what you do, and I think that is what service is loving what you do.
I feel like most people don't realize the amount of training and dedication and sacrifice that it takes to be a firefighter. You know, this line of work is definitely not for everybody. You have to be tough mentally and physically.
There was a lot of time away from our families to try to learn and take care of our community. And the community was very supportive.
I went to Fuquay High School. I worked at Elliott's Pharmacy downtown. So every time the fire truck left Station 1, 90% of the time it would come right by the station and go look at the truck and watch it come down the street. It just amazed me. And then over the years, it just kind of got more and more interesting.
We all grew up together, and we watched our dads fight fire. As we got older and got into it, it was always somebody had your back, and it was like an extended family.
You are with these firefighters for 24 hours a day. That's why I look at it. I look at these guys are, my family. You have to rely on them for every situation. That to me, that's everything.
It's humbling to be a part of something that's 100 years old, and it just makes me think of all the people that have been here before me, where the department was 100 years ago versus where it is now. and all the moving parts, and I'm just a very, very small part of that.
Being a part of this organization when it turns 100 years is, I don't know, one of the most humbling things I've ever known.
To see how far it's come, and I'm proud to remember the ones that started it, what they did to try to make it better.
I hope the community remembers and realizes that everybody in this fire department just gives it their all, and that we're here for them, and that we provide the highest form of just service. Give it 110%. You call 911, we're gonna respond, and we're gonna be professional about it.
The town support's been great. Everybody's been super supportive of the fire department, more than I have expected, for sure. People love the fire department around here, which is really great.
I think you have to love what you do, and I think that is what service is loving what you do. And I think every member of our department loves what they do, and they love serving this community.
You know, it's not every day that a town gets to celebrate 100 years of fire service right there. And, you know, getting to have that logo on the side of the trucks, Chief, is really great and exciting. And so I just get, in all of my excitement for you here tonight, I presented you the proclamation on Saturday, and I printed the wrong one to read tonight. And I'm sorry it took me 80% of it to get through it to realize I was reading the proclamation I've already given you once before. So just had them backwards, and from giving you, so thank you for letting me have it back for a moment to read it to everybody here tonight, Chief, on there. You know, you get to celebrate something once every 100 years, and in the past 4 years, I've never read the wrong proclamation before, but hey, it takes the last night to read the wrong one, and it'll be at least another 100 years before you get to worry about somebody reading the wrong proclamation. I made a joke at the fire department open house that I'd love to think that everybody that's in the room will see you do the 200-year anniversary, but I just don't know that's going to be the same crowd in that room right there on there. But I'd love to read this proclamation, if you would please bear with me. Whereas fire protection in Fuquay-Varina began in 1915 with the town board's first fire district resolution acknowledging the critical need for organized fire response following several damaging fires in the growing Fuquay Springs community. And whereas in 1925, the first official fire department, the Fuquay Springs Fire Department, was established as an all-volunteer organization, bravely answering the call to protect lives and property and laying the groundwork for a century of dedicated service. And whereas in 1993, after 70 years of all-volunteer fire protection, the first career staff of 5 personnel were hired to enhance fire protection, signaling a new era of service. And today, the Fuquay-Varina Fire Department proudly continues this legacy, serving as a cornerstone of safety and security for all residents. And whereas from humble beginnings with fire equipment staged throughout the town, the department now operates from 4 state-of-the-art fire stations, strategically located throughout Fuquay-Varina, equipped with advanced technology and resources. And whereas through years of dedicated service and thoughtful planning, fire department leaders have navigated challenges, embraced innovation, and fostered a culture of preparedness, shaping the Fuquay-Varina Fire Department into our community's first line of defense. Now therefore, I, Blake Massingill, Mayor of the town of Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina, do hereby encourage all citizens to join in recognizing the outstanding service of the men and women of the Fuquay-Varina Fire Department, past, present, and future. Let us celebrate a century of service and anticipate many more years of dedicated protection for our community. Thank you, Chief, and thank you for your entire department. You have any words you would like to add tonight? And I'd love to present this back to you also.
Mayor, Commissioners, thank you so much. And for those of you that joined us Saturday, thank you for being there. It was a wonderful event. We were pleasantly surprised at the turnout from the community. We had, when we started the program, the bay was filled, and it stayed that way all day. The mayor referred in his welcome words that it was like a homecoming, and that's exactly what it was. There was laughter, there was hugs, and a lot of tears in the bay during the ceremony, because a lot of people saw pictures and saw artifacts that brought back a lot of memories. And we had 2 sons from Lee Rowland who was there, and they saw pictures of their dad that they had never seen before. So it was great to have everybody there. It was great to see everybody again. And it also, the whole thing, I think one of the greatest things that came out of it is it has piqued the interest in the history of the department from some of the people that we have recently hired. And that is fantastic, because I want them to know the history of this department. I want them to appreciate it and love it and understand it. So it was a great day, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief. Let's give Chief Fire Department a round of applause, please. Next, item 4B, a proclamation for Small Business Saturday, November 29th, 2025. And I'll present more information about this agenda, and I be reading the correct proclamation here in a moment. I printed the correct one this time. First of all, this coming Saturday, the 29th, is Small Business Saturday, and that's across our nation and near and dear to our heart, Fuquay-Varina. And there are so many small businesses that make the backbone of our community right here. And so I encourage you, not just on November 29th, but every chance you get throughout the year, please support our local businesses. These keep great things going in our town. There's a lot of volunteers that come out of these organizations that volunteer with our nonprofits, with our Chamber of Commerce and our Fuquay-Varina Downtown Association. And these businesses are just, it's what makes Fuquay-Varina unique, not just having 2 downtowns, but unique businesses in each of them. And so I encourage you all to please support them and shop across there, and not just our downtowns, but businesses throughout Fuquay-Varina that are located and provide a lot of great services here in our town. And here's my proclamation. Whereas the town of Fuquay-Varina celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. And whereas, according to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 36 million small businesses in the United States, which account for 99.9% of all U.S. businesses. Nearly half of all U.S. employees are employed by a small business. And whereas 68 cents of every dollar spent at a small business in the United States stays in a local community, and every dollar spent at small businesses creates an additional 48 cents in local business activity as a result of employees and local businesses purchasing local goods and services. And whereas Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our downtowns. And whereas advocacy groups such as the Fuquay-Varina Downtown Association, as well as public and private organizations across the country, have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now therefore, I, Blake Massingill, Mayor of the town of Fuquay-Varina, encourage the residents of our community to support both Fuquay-Varina downtowns, Fuquay-Varina Downtown Association, the Fuquay-Varina Chamber of Commerce, and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year, and do hereby proclaim November 29th, 2025 as Small Business Saturday in the town of Fuquay-Varina. Thank you. Before we move on to the public comment period, I got a comment to make front and center. Commissioner Wunsch, way too loud, Scotty. Commissioner Wunsch, will you join me down here, please? Commissioner Wunsch has joined me down here. This is my last meeting before the transition that is full ran board meeting as mayor. And I wanted to recognize the retirement of Commissioner Wunsch right here, who's had 10 years of dedicated service in Fuquay-Varina. He has been a commissioner through 3 terms and been a strong advocate of parks, local businesses, our downtown association, a whole plethora of different activities that our town has, and is known to be a well supporter there and a hard worker that listens to our citizens and works hard on their behalf. And so one of the duties I get to do as Mayor Commissioner Wunsch is I can present a key to the city. And this key to the city has very rarely have I presented that. And I would like to present a key to the city, to the town today. And so let me read this information for those of you that may not be aware of what it means to receive a key to the city, town in our case. The key to the city is an honor bestowed by a city upon esteemed residents and visitors, and is a symbolic gift from the mayor. The tradition dates back to medieval times when walled cities were guarded during the day and locked at night. The key symbolizes the freedom of the recipient to enter and leave the city at will as a trusted friend of city residents. With gratitude, the town of Fuquay-Varina honors you with this key to the city for helping to make Fuquay-Varina a dash more. You save it, and it works everywhere in town. Thank you. Thank you very much. You used to have a picture. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm in casual shoes tonight. I've been having this horrible foot and had a boot on it on Saturday, as Chief knew, at the fire department's 100th anniversary, and I got a shot put in my foot today to make it feel better, but I can't wear my dress shoes. And that needle was as long as my pinky finger, so it was no, yes, hide your eyes, because I hid and cried too. And it gives me a little pep in my step because it's numb, but then it's starting to numb, it's starting to wear off, so I'm starting to feel it kick in right away. So Chief, you just be ready for me when I walk around. But I don't wish that upon anybody, to have a needle the size of your pinky finger stuck all the way into the heel of your foot. You know, my foot isn't that thick. That nearly went to the other side of my foot and stuck out the other side, and that would have been comical. But anyway. Public comment period. At this time, the town clerk will call on individuals that are in attendance and have registered to address the town board prior to the meeting. The public comment period is a time for the public to address the town board about any matter that is not the subject of a scheduled public hearing. Those speaking are asked to begin by clearly stating your name and address for the public record. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes, or that all who wish to speak may be heard in a timely manner. Teresa, do you have anybody signed up? Nobody signed up. There are no items tabled. There'll be no public hearings tonight, but we will have a consent agenda. What's the board's pleasure on the items on the consent agenda? Can I approve as presented, or anything different? Motion so moved.
So moved as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Administrative reports, item 10A, contract award purchasing wastewater treatment chemicals, public utilities. More information about agenda item will be presented by Public Utilities Director Wagner. Mike, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We use various wastewater treatment plant chemicals to meet our national pollution discharge elimination system permits at both Brighton Forest and the Terrible Creek wastewater treatment plants. Those annual quantities have just reached a purchase threshold where we now need to bid and award these contracts. We advertised requests for bids on September 10th and October 2nd, 2005. We received 12 responsive bidders. Finance Department validated those bids, and during that validation process, 2 potential low bidders withdrew their bids due to clerical errors. We are going to recommend 2 chemicals for the Brighton Forest wastewater treatment plant and 4 chemicals for the Terrible Creek wastewater treatment plant. So management and staff's recommendation is a motion to authorize and award the town manager to enter into contracts for a 1-year term with renewal options up to 3 additional 1-year periods to the following chemical companies at the following town facilities. The Brighton Forest wastewater treatment plant be Hawkins Incorporated, be 25% sodium hydroxide and 48% alum sulfate. And Terrible Creek wastewater treatment plant, Hawkins Incorporated, be 48% alum sulfate. Brentag Mid-South, 25% sodium hydroxide. Suffolk Sales and Service Corporation for glycerin, and Polydyne for polymer for a dewatering system. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I'll ask a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Would it make sense to partner with another municipality or county that also does their own wastewater to do kind of a joint bid, a bigger bid? Would that be something that would be worth looking into?
So it has been looked into in the past, but in this case, you can see that just the liquid, we're not even awarding the same chemicals to both of our treatment plants. So different companies have different truck sizes for different volumes. So when those volumes are brought to the plant, what they really want to do is offload the entire chemical, as opposed to, give us 2,000 gallons and then move down the road to the next facility. So across the state, a state contract purchase of chemicals has not been traditional.
Okay. Well, it's a lot of money for chemicals, and I just want to make sure that if it makes sense to, to partner up with other folks to even get a better price, then great. But I just wanted to throw it out there.
And I will post something on the listserv just to make sure I didn't miss anything anywhere.
Any further questions for the director? All right. I think that, Mike, you and your team does a good job of staying on top of these things, especially we know some of the odor treatments that have gone on out there, and I know this makes a difference on that as people in certain areas have had issues with that, and this helps do that. I appreciate what you mentioned, or what Commissioner Adcock mentioned right there too, and you keeping your eye on that and continue to do that anyways. We can partner with towns or other organizations in that, because it's not cheap. We know the water and sewer rates are going up every day on that, so thank you for your hard work. Entertain a motion, so moved.
So moved.
Have a motion, second. Is that you, Brian? Motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. 10B, contract award, fiscal year 26, street resurfacing project number 25-01. More information about this item will be presented by Public Works Director Stevenson. Tracy, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. I am not Asa Utterback. I'm filling in for him tonight. Thank you for having me. This is the
You're not who?
Asa Utterback.
The what?
Utterback. What do you say? Asa Utterback.
Asa.
Yeah.
My sheet said your name. That's why I didn't know what you're talking about right there. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
this was originally Asa's item. He wasn't able to take
Okay.
it tonight.
I said, I know your name's Tracy Stevenson. How did I mess that up tonight?
No, you got it. You got me correct. Yes, I am Public Works Director Stevenson. Anyway, so this is a contract award for the 2026 street resurfacing. We bid approximately 6 miles of resurfacing across 7 groups across town. This includes ADA ramp upgrades in the areas we're resurfacing. Our street segments were selected using our capital predictor and our pavement condition survey to take the streets that needed the most attention and to put together the program that makes the most sense for us to do long-term management for this pavement. We did do some grouping to make sure that we had them grouped so that we could economically complete the work. We received bids on November 5th. We had 7 responsive bids. The low bidder was Barnhill Contracting in the amount of $1,844,502. This funding does come from our PAL bill allocation, and so we had $1.2 million budgeted for this year for that PAL bill resurfacing. This contract is a combination of last year and this year's. When we were putting together the package, it made sense to pull 2 years of fundings together to get some economies of scale, and also when we looked at the market as to what contracts were out there, it made sense to run these in one contract. We had originally, our engineer's estimate for what this was going to cost was about $2.45 million. So we got really good pricing on this to be at $1.8 million. And as I had previously stated, we did use our capital predictor to come up with our list. You can see here the basic groupings of the 7 groups that we're going to do. You've got numerous subdivisions represented that are kind of some of our older subdivisions, and some that are a little bit newer to that, it's just now is the optimal time to go ahead and do a resurfacing for those. So with that, we already mentioned your fiscal note that this low bid is $1,844,502. So we will use the $1.2 million we budgeted this year and an appropriation from PAL bill fund balance for $644,502. So your motion tonight is to award the construction contract to Barn Hill Contracting Company in the amount of $1,844,502 and authorize the town manager to execute the construction contract subject to the town attorney's review as to form. And I'd be glad to answer any questions that y'all may have.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
Go ahead.
The way they are grouped, does that indicate priority as well, Tracy?
So basically, the groupings are, yes. I mean, that as far as 1 through 7, no.
Yeah.
That they basically are prioritized for this list, but that's not that those 1 through 7 are prioritized over each other. So that's not a ranking in if I'm understanding your question correctly. Basically, once they got on the list, these are just geographic groups, not rank order groups.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Tracy, I think anytime we have 2.4 estimate, 2.5 estimate, and it comes in at 1.8, which is 25% less right there, that's huge.
Yes, sir.
A chance, and that's where the public bid process works out. Sometimes we feel like the public bid, they get together and they figure out how to all bid together ultra high, but it sounds like they maybe we're a little bit more hungry in this case, especially with that
Yes, sir.
range. It tells me that some were bidding at budget and others were saying, let's get our pencil a little bit sharper so we can try to get this job. And that's a great feeling when that happens, saving our citizens some money and improving road projects. So thank you for your hard work on that on behalf of ASA.
Yes, sir.
We can entertain a motion. So moved. No further questions.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 11A, other business, manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items to brief the board on this evening. As it pertains to our police department, Delaney Konechka has joined our team. She joined this week as the final telecommunicator position that was open in our organization. Delaney comes to the town with experience as a telecommunicator, so we're glad to have her experience come through our team. And she went through our police department's internship program in 2023 while she attended Appalachian State University. She's from Fuquay-Varina, so very great to have her be a part of our team and get on board with our telecommunicators. The Police Explorers performed well at their competition in South Carolina. A few weeks ago, they were recognized as the most professional Police Explorers team in the competition, which we took as a high compliment. And so we want to congratulate our Explorers for the great work that they did at this competition. The Centennial Celebration, as the Mayor mentioned earlier, the Fire Department at Station 1 this past Saturday was a huge success. We think there was close to 500 or more people that came through the fire department that day, and we want to just give a sincere thank you to our community for the wonderful turnout and their support of our fire department's 100-year service. Joe Thiem and firefighter Andrew Spain Joe is also a firefighter, recently attended the Carolina Fire Days training in Charlotte, North Carolina. The school offered 2.5 days of classroom lectures and 2.5 days of extensive hands-on scenarios. at local training facilities. They were able to hone in on their skills while training with other firefighters from all over the country at this training opportunity. And it did provide invaluable experience for these two firefighters that they will bring back to our organization and help other firefighters within our organization as well. And the mayor mentioned in his proclamation and comments about the iOS Class 1 rating for the town. iOS Class 1 stickers have been applied to all fire apparatus for everyone in the community to see when our fire trucks roll out. We're very proud of that insurance rating. It's a great accomplishment achieved by the town and specifically the fire department. And we're proud of it, so we're going to show it off as our fire trucks are rolling through town servicing the community. The Arts Center had a wonderful and successful film festival this past Friday and Saturday at the Arts Center. We want to thank Maureen and her team and all of those involved in the film festival. It was a great event, and if you didn't get a chance to participate or know someone who did, hopefully you'll have an opportunity to do that next year. This week, the Arts Center welcomes Fuquay's own Gerald Parker Jazz Orchestra. This is a sold-out show. And next week, the Embers will be here for their Christmas show. So we're very excited about both of those events. Holiday event tickets are going fast. There's less than 20 tickets available for the Corrals Holiday Show and less than 80 tickets available over the 5 Nutcracker performances. So a lot of energy, a lot of excitement at the Arts Center. The senior performance class at the Arts Center brings on laughs with their comedy show on December 17th. And Shana Tucker and the Christian Timbre bring in the holiday cheer with their concert on December 18th. So a lot of activity this time of year. I also want to just briefly mention that on the Arts Center webpage, a new subpage of the webpage has been added for murals in our town. For those who may not be 100% familiar, we do have now a Fuquay-Varina mural art walk in our town. You can go to our website through the Arts Center webpage, and you'll see information and location information about the 14 murals that we have in our downtown. So hopefully those who are in our downtown, for whether it's business or whether it's dinner or whether it's a weekend activity, will also take advantage, or whether it's just to come to see our mural walk, we'll take advantage of our 14 murals in our downtown, some of which we've highlighted at past meetings, but they're very neat artwork in our downtown that we're very prideful of as well. So take a look at that on our website. We can provide that link further if you're interested. I want to thank Maureen and her team for getting that webpage put up there. As it pertains to the Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Resources Department, Leslie Poole has been promoted from Community Center Administrator to Recreation Superintendent. We want to congratulate Leslie on that promotion. Leslie's been with us a long time in this organization, and she's worked up through the ranks, and she's every time proven to add value to our Parks and Rec Department. So we want to thank Leslie for her continued commitment to our organization and for her promotion. And the winter sports, youth sports registration and participation, the final numbers show that we were up 22% compared to last year. Now, a lot of that has to do with the opening of the Hilltop Needmore Town Park Community Center and the basketball courts, volleyball courts there, but 22% increase in registrations and participation for youth winter sports. That shows that our programs are highly sought after, and we're offering a great experience for the youth in our community. And the tree lighting will take place on Thursday, December 4th at 6 p.m. Our Parks and Rec Department are instrumental in making sure that that event goes off without a problem. We want to welcome Abigail Hamilton. She's also from Fuquay-Varina. She started as our new payroll specialist in the finance department, so we want to welcome her to our team. The streets department is progressing well with the Christmas light and ornament installation. You probably have seen that on light poles and around our town. We put up quite a bit of Christmas lights and decorations throughout town, and so it takes a bit of time to get those up, and you have to have good weather for it as well. And so just continue to be appreciative of our streets department for the work that they're doing to get our community in a festive spirit for the holiday season. And they expect to have the installation completed by the end of this week, and we'll use next week for any troubleshooting and repairs of bulbs and whatnot as necessary. Want to have our town looking really sharp for the Thanksgiving holiday and, of course, for the tree lighting on December 4th. I just want to provide an update to you about the Willow Spring High School traffic update. One alternative that was considered was a added carpool entrance along Kennebec Road. We're still exploring the reasons and understandings why, but for now, the school principal has decided to defer implementation of that added entrance indefinitely. But the good news is that we have noticed a considerable improvement since opening back up that left turn lane into the school. Traffic patterns, particularly the U-turns in North Lakes, appear to have been eliminated for the most part with parent communication and modifications to the left turn restrictions from Old Honeycutt Road. It's supported by targeted enforcement by our police department, and we will continue to monitor and seek implementation of the new carpool pattern by the school system and DOT, all of which have previously approved it, if more serious traffic issues are observed on Kennebec Road and Old Honeycutt Road in the future. But from our understanding, the school principal has sort of unilaterally decided it's not necessary. It's perhaps more work than is needed at the current moment. So we're continuing to closely monitor that. Our planning department last week, the Triangle chapter of the Urban Land Institute partnered with the Triangle Community Coalition for their annual urban plan workshop. Teams from Fuquay-Varina, Garner, and Clayton competed to develop a response to a hypothetical RFP to redevelop a 5-block disinvested neighborhood. The Fuquay-Varina team, made up of staff members from planning, engineering, and utilities, was awarded the winning proposal and received high praise from the panel of 4 judges for their well-thought-out and financially responsible plan. It's always good to keep your skills sharp and test your skills. This was a competition that allowed us to test our skills against other planning departments in the region and to be recognized as the best, and the winning proposal tells us that we've got a pretty darn good team in various departments of our development services that can think creatively and can balance the interests of the community as well as the development that is occurring in and around us. And so I want to thank our teams and our departments for the great representation that they gave of our community for that competition. Public utilities, the draft interbasin transfer certificate is out for public comment. I'll have more information on that in the future. There will be 3 public hearings held in Pittsburgh, Raleigh, and Fayetteville during the first 2 weeks of December. And so, as you recall, we have applied for an interbasin transfer certificate since we are going to be getting 6 million gallons per day of water from the partnership with Sanford, Holly Springs, and Pittsburgh. And so there's a required process to go through to get that certificate, public hearings being a part of that. So I'll have more information to share with the board as that continues to evolve. Public Utilities Department, through education, wants to continue to strongly encourage customers to not put grease, wipes, hygiene products, or anything besides water and toilet paper down the drain this holiday season. We sometimes around the holiday season get all sorts of crazy stuff in our sewer system, and we want to just encourage the public to remember that the sewer system is meant for specific items, not all items.
Adam, I want to add one comment for that. I know Director Wagner will really appreciate that. If you buy something from the store and it says it's flushable, such as baby wipes and such, don't flush them.
That's right.
They're not flush safe.
Yeah.
They're do not flush anything with toilet paper. That's pretty much simple way to put that on there. Because it will become an expensive plumbing repair if it's on your side of it. If it's on the town side of it, then it's expensive to the taxpayers and to the town. But just because something says safe to flush, it is not safe to flush from that standpoint.
Thank you.
Right, Director? Right.
And there will be, as you might recall, we've been doing some work on identifying potential inflow and infiltration issues within our sewer system. There will be some smoke testing that will be occurring in downtown this week. So if you hear from any of the businesses or anyone in downtown about smoke, if they're concerned that it's coming out of their bathrooms, they probably need to call the town and have us take a look at it. But hopefully we don't have any issues like that. But there is going to be smoke testing. Seeing smoke is not a good thing. Not seeing smoke means that we've got tight infrastructure and that's what we're looking for. But to test it, it gives us clues as to where we might have potential repairs that need to take place. I also want to briefly just address 498 Longfellow Street. The builder and developer has been given notice of the condemnation process beginning. Part of that is giving an opportunity for that individual to seek a demo permit to tear that structure down and clean the property up. That has been issued. While it has not been done yet, they have pulled a permit. The builder has pulled a permit for demolition, and they have till December 8th to carry that out, demo and clean the property up. If they don't, then the town will be proceeding with the condemnation process, which would include us hiring a contractor to take care of the work and putting a lien on the property. One way or the other, it's getting cleaned up. Want to congratulate the FVDA and our downtown development office on a very successful, particularly the FVDA and their army of volunteers on a very successful barbecue blues and brews festival. The weather was about as perfect as it could be, and it was just a wonderful event in our community. So much positive feedback from that event, and hopefully people really enjoyed themselves at that. Some of you may have some comments to make about that later on. I also attended, since our last town board meeting, the Triangle Community Coalition hosted Becca Gallus, the NCDOT Division 5 engineer. We were in Fuquay-Varina is in Division 5 for a NCDOT update. I attended that NCDOT update, as did Cody in our engineering department. We both did, representing the town of Fuquay-Varina. It was good to hear from the DOT about some of the major projects that they're doing in Division 5, but I think it was probably even more valuable for us to have that one-on-one contact with Division 5 engineer and be visible in the room. As you can imagine, all the municipalities in Division 5, for the most part, were in there, so we're all trying to have our few minutes of FaceTime with Division 5 engineer Gallus. And I can tell you that she is focused on both the projects that are in the STIP that the state intends to construct, as well as other projects that they may be a partner in on lap grants and things of that nature here in Fuquay-Varina. So very in tune with what we're doing down here, which is what we want. And finally, I would just like to say to the board and to the community that may be here tonight or watching online, happy Thanksgiving. We've got a nice Thanksgiving holiday ahead of us, and I hope everyone has a safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving. With that, Mr. Mayor, that concludes my remarks for tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions you or the board may have.
Thank you, Manager, and you're exactly right. Thanksgiving's coming up, and it'll be time to eat some turkey. That's exactly right. You know, whatever you eat on Thanksgiving, everybody's gonna have a
That's
great
right.
Thanksgiving. Some people eat seafood. All right, moving to town board member comments. Mayor-elect Harris.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. First, I'd like to say congratulations to Commissioner Wunsch. It's been a pleasure serving with you over the years. I think you've done an outstanding job. Your commitment is evident. You've done a lot of great things to try to keep the community informed. And as a member of this board, you've been a team player. And I think that speaks a great deal to your skills and your ability as a public servant. So I just want to say thank you, and it's been an honor serving with you.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. And to our mayor, I just want to say that you started something. I mean, you started something that I think that is important to Fuquay-Varina. Your comment, the sun is always shining in Fuquay-Varina. I mean, I've heard that reflected a lot of times in the efforts and the things that we've done as a board in regards to moving this town forward. I mean, your commitment is evident by your length of time serving on the planning board, serving as a board member, and serving as mayor for the many years that you've served. And I want you to know that I appreciate serving with you. I appreciate your spirit in the midst of this transition, and I look forward to working with you in the community.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Adcock, any comments?
Well, I hope that at the next meeting I'll have some more opportunity to give some comments. But tonight, I don't think I'm going to say anything too thoughtful. But one thing I did want to mention, that I was watching earlier today our planning board from last night, and I just publicly wanted to say that we have a very good planning board, and you know, they take a lot of the heat and solve a lot of the problems before it gets to us. And by having a good planning board, it makes our jobs a lot easier. So I just publicly wanted to say thank you to our planning board for caring about this town and being thoughtful when they're presented with difficult issues. The other thing that I'll just mention, I enjoy looking at the development numbers in Wake County. I look at the other towns and what they're doing and what's happening here. And yesterday I was pulling up some old numbers, and if I was looking at it correctly, Mr. Mayor, the year I was looking at the couple of years before you were elected mayor in 2001, and then I looked at the last 2 years, and we're building about half the houses that we were before you were mayor. And I thought, you know, you have always been somebody that you wanted quality in this town. And I think when you just look at the raw numbers of what's being built, it's because you've brought that sense of, if it's going to be done in Fuquay, it needs to be quality. And I just wanted to say thank you. I don't think people really understand and realize that, but you've done an outstanding job.
Thank you, Commissioner Adcock. Commissioner Watts.
Well, it's been an emotional night. I wanted to first thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, Mayor, for the key to the town. That meant a lot to me. Made me cry. And I remember my daughter, Brooklyn, saying once that she hadn't seen me cry many times in my life, but I certainly feel emotional having spent almost 25% of my entire life as a part of leadership in Fuquay-Varina, whether it be on the town board or it be on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board as the chairman. Those 12 years have been very special years for me, and gave me the opportunity to serve with amazing boards. I've been spoiled because not only have I had amazing boards to serve with, but amazing management, amazing staff. And so tonight, thinking back on the 12 years that I've had and the opportunities that I've had, it all kind of hit me at one time that I truly have been blessed, and I appreciate one of the highest honors, if not the highest honor I have ever received in my life. That means a lot to me. And I wanted to say that you mean a lot to me, and I appreciate your leadership. We started together. Our day one was together way back in 2013. I was 39, you were 29, we were youngsters, and we were looking at the future and what it held, but we were really challenged. I remember Andy Hedrick said to me, for the few minutes I got to work with him, that you're here at the most exciting time in the history of Fuquay-Varina. And I was thinking to myself, really? And he was like, you are, and you just wait. And Andy, if you're out there, you were right. Because the explosive growth came and all the excitement, and then I think looking back now, I see how blessed I have been, because you don't really know how blessed you are until sometimes you see how other municipalities work together, and you realize what a wonderful opportunity it has been to be so cohesive and to work together And I have learned something from all of you sitting here. We have served so long together. We have been through so much together. And we have truly all grown together. And I don't think you can just ever value enough what cohesion and working together looks like. And that's what I think has really helped us to accomplish all that we have accomplished in these past 12 years, and also acknowledging our other board members who are no longer serving with us. But it has truly been, I will say more obviously at the next meeting, but it has truly been a blessing. And I wanted to say to you, Mayor, thank you for just your leadership and 12 years of outstanding leadership. Just like Andy said, it was going to be exciting, but it was going to be a challenge. And with the explosive growth and things that Fuquay-Varina had never seen before, you embraced it and helped us to responsibly grow and be the outstanding town that we are. And that's reflected by our police department, our fire department, and all of our departments in this town, and how well people think of our town, that it's a wonderful place to live, work, and play. And you have certainly made Fuquay-Varina a dash more and a wonderful place to live, work, and play. But for this award, I thank you, Mayor, and I thank all of you for the opportunity to get to serve with you. If I could do it all over again, I would. I certainly would do these 12 years again, because it certainly has enhanced my life, and I hope that I have helped to enhance Fuquay-Varina, and I will certainly, when that time comes that I give my final goodbye, I will, certainly always treasure and take away from this time that I have gotten to be a part of the sun certainly shining bright over the town of Fuquay-Varina. And thank you to our mayor-elect for your kind words. I appreciate that. As I said on a Facebook post today, I love Fuquay-Varina, and I always will. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Watch. Commissioner Haynes.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, as Commissioner Adcock said, I'm going to save most of my comments for the next meeting. I just want to recap a few different things. I definitely want to thank Chief Jones and the fire department for allowing me to be a part of the celebration and giving the invocation. That was truly an honor. It definitely was great to see so many of the retired volunteer firefighters there, and the cheers and the happiness they were, just to see those pictures of them and on the slideshows and everything. It brought tears to a lot of eyes. Seeing a lot of people were just remembering all the names and telling me who all these people were who were served with them. That was definitely a great day. Definitely the three panelists who were able to speak was also amazing too. And also to see the camaraderie with all the local agencies bringing from Benson and Cary and I think it was Coates and all these other people who brought their engines there was just amazing that day. So that was a great day. Definitely barbecue blues and brews. Like you said, the weather was amazing that day. Now don't get me wrong, it rained that night. I was laying on my grill and I felt something and I started slapping my face and it was rain hitting me in the face. So we all had to take cover for the rain, but the next day was amazing. Meeting a lot of the vendors, local vendors from all over. They had over 40 vendors in with all the barbecue teams, and just having the camaraderie with all the barbecue teams just that night before makes it amazing. Definitely thank you for all the departments who helped during that time to keep us safe through the night and everything like that. But it was a great event. I met so many new residents who, a lot of them just moved here in the last few weeks, or last month and the last 2 months was amazing as well. And I've always asked, how did you find Fuquay-Varina? And to hear some of the stories was amazing. Also, this past Sunday, I attended Launch Fuquay-Varina that's hosted by the Chamber and Wake Tech. And that was to hear that the ideas that were presented in like a Shark Tank type setting was amazing. Like I told some of the board members, one of the people was, they have an app that is called Squatties, which is an app that'll tell you where a clean bathroom is, no matter whether it's, and they are already talking with Sheets and Friendly Fair and all these different big corporations to where you'll know where a clean bathroom is anywhere in your area. And they actually went up to Amazon to present for funding on Monday. I can't wait to hear that. But those are type of different ideas that are in Fuquay, and they are proud to say that we are in Fuquay-Varina, and they want to bring more light to Fuquay. So just to hear all the different great ideas was just amazing. Also, the CCL labels ribbon cutting. Mr. Mayor, you did great remarks at the ribbon cutting as well. That was a great event, well attended, and I love Commissioner Adcock with his picture in front by the roll of paper and everything else. So that was a great day as well. And also Coffee with the Cops here at Town Hall last week was awesome. Coffee was amazing. A lot of us, some people got introduced to cold brew for the first time, which was interesting too. Laughing at some of them who was like, "What is this?" But it was a great event. But you know, we have a busy month coming up, and I'm excited to see it all. But definitely, I'll save the rest of my comments for next meeting. But thank you for this time, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Haynes. Mayor Pro Tem Gardner.
Ooh, this has been an emotional evening. I can't imagine what it's going to be like next meeting, but I look forward to it. I agree, Barbecue Blues and Brews was amazing. I had the privilege of being there to greet the teams on Friday night and thank them for what they bring to that event, because they really do make that event. And they're people that, you know, some of them come from other states to be here. And I heard several say this was their favorite competition that they do during the year. And it was just a very positive, upbeat, from beginning to end. And of course, I wasn't there when it really started raining, like Commissioner Haynes. But the next day was picture perfect, the best North Carolina has to offer. And people just had so much fun. But the other thing about Friday night was they had the line dancing event for First Friday, and that was just amazing. And all the barbecue teams said, we usually have to bring our own music. This is great. So it was just such a festive, fun time from beginning to end, and I think a really great job for Fuquay-Varina downtown, and something that really is a great draw for our community. And I too enjoyed after all the time we've spent talking about this wonderful new company that's chosen to build their facility here and buy land enough that they intend to expand here. It sounds like sooner rather than later. And then they introduced guests from Denmark, and then one of the regular flags that they fly is the Canadian flag. But this is an international company right here on Purfoy Road. So it was just a really, really amazing time to see what they're doing, and it's so automated, you know. But 150 jobs. This is just going to be a game changer for our town, and I'm so proud of our economic development efforts that brought that company here, and look forward to seeing them expand, and do well here. And then the 100th anniversary of the fire department was just delightful from beginning to end. My fiance is one of the grandsons of Mr. Rowland, who was the first fire chief and of the then volunteer Fuquay Springs Fire Department. And he was fire chief for about 40 years, isn't that right? And that was just one of his jobs that he did. But it was kind of fun to be here with his two grandsons. And I thought Sam had gone on to the car, and I was supposed to meet him at the car, and I come out, and he is sitting on one of those old Mack trucks. I think it was the one from Cary. He thought it was from Fuquay, because he said, I'm sitting where my granddaddy sat. Yeah. But I had to tell him that one was inside, and I told him he couldn't sit on that one. But it was just an amazing day, and from beginning to end, I certainly never expected to stay the whole day, and I stayed the whole day. So it has just been a wonderful season of exciting things for our community, and I only see more ahead, particularly in this Christmas season that we have ahead of us now. So I'm glad I live in Fuquay-Varina, and I thank you for all you've done to help the sun shine a little bit brighter here.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Glad you live in Fuquay-Varina, aren't we all?
Yes.
I know that's right. Fire Chief, was that truck that Mayor Pro Tem just mentioned, was that the Mack truck that Sam's father rode on? The Mack truck that's been restored, or was it
Yes, sir.
it wasn't a horse-drawn carriage fire truck out front?
That was from Benson.
That was from Benson. Okay, what year was the horse-drawn fire carriage used? 1926. And then the Mack truck was, remind me which year, please? 1947 is when it was in right there. Okay. Pretty, it's great memories on it all.
Well, it looked like a little boy that was sitting on that truck when I came out, and he had stopped on that fire truck and thought he was sitting where his granddaddy had sat.
That's sweet.
I took a picture, so I just sent it to you.
That is sweet. That is great. Well, good. Thank you. Thank you for all your words. I'm going to save all my comments for the next meeting. So thank you, everybody. Manager, is there a recommended closed session for this evening's meeting?
We do have a recommended closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143, 318, 11A3, attorney-client privilege.
We have a motion. So move.
So move.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Tricked y'all.